got so built up to Masvidal. We'll go right down the line,
Yep.
and of all the fights, but that fight with Usman got so built up, kind of like a Super Bowl. You get the hype, and it doesn't always live up to to the
Yep.
greatest Super Bowl in the world. But there was a lot of variables in that fight. Of course, Masvidal taking the fight on short notice.
Yep.
A lot of, to me, and we'll get into breaking the fight down, but just to kind of whet the appetite to our great fans out there, hopefully, of where we're going. For me, that main event, for it to live up to the hype, it had to be, and again, I carry my boxing background with me, but it had to be Foreman, Ali, and Zaire.
Mm-hmm.
That was how I was visualizing it, because nobody gave Ali a shot. And Masvidal, especially being on late notice, nobody gave him really too much of a shot. And so it had to be that, to really live up, to be that kind of spectacle, that kind of event. It had to live up to that. And that was that meant that for that to happen, that meant that Masvidal would have to pull off an upset.
Yep.
Would have to go in there and find a way, to shock the world, to beat the stronger guy. And there's some parallels there, because Usman, the stronger guy, the more physical guy, the guy that wanted to be in close. Foreman was physical, wanted to be in close. And then the funny thing, as it was happening, I'm watching him, I'm saying, is this an MMA version, a UFC version of the rope-a-dope, but the rope-a-cage? Yeah. I was starting to get into it, like saying, wait a minute. He knows better than anyone, he being Masvidal, where he's at as far as his petrol.
Yep.
As far as the gas tank.
Yeah.
He knows. And so here he is, where he's come up with the idea, maybe intuitively, instinctively, right on the moment. A lot of people thought Ali invented that ahead of time. No, he didn't. He as the fight was going on, it was hot. It was in Zaire. He's got this big brutal force coming at him, and Foreman. He just started laying on the ropes and seeing that he could tire the guy out. It just started making sense.
Yeah.
It's like I say a lot of times. It's like the great musicians. They play their own music. They invent their own tunes. They make it up. Jimi Hendrix with the guitar. Louis Armstrong on the horn. They just start inventing their own stuff. And he started laying on the ropes, and it started making sense. Mm-hmm. As the rounds went by. So I was starting to think, maybe in some kind of innate way, that Masvidal is understanding that, look, I don't have the juice to go all night here to do what I got to do, because what he needed to do was box on the outside.
Yeah.
And that means not just moving your hands, moving your legs. Mm-hmm. It takes petrol.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you need to know it too. And so for me, I was thinking, gee, he can't win there, but maybe he can survive there long enough to pull off a surprise, as maybe Usman gets tired the way Foreman got tired.
Yeah.
But Usman was smart.
Yeah.
He was smart, because when he got inside, instead of doing the crazy stuff Foreman was doing, was expending a lot of energy, he was throwing little shots to the body. Yep. And those little body shots are taking something out of you. Yeah. But we'll really examine that. We'll do the X-ray vision on that coming, as we go on. But so some people, I'm sure, they're going to be disappointed with that main event. But I thought the other fights were, the girls' fights, the other fights was really solid.
Yeah.
They were good, solid fights. And